Hello, my name is Hackett-Bauer, and I am doing my case study over teacher reacts negatively to personnel evaluation. Okay, so to begin, we're going to start with evaluating the entire situation. So we learned that we're beginning by reading this case study from the perspective of the principal. The principal has just gone through all of his evaluations, he's hitting his deadline, and across the board, he's real happy with most of his teachers' evaluations and what he's seen. Except for there is one teacher, Mrs. Stevens. He's pretty concerned about her classroom and what's going on. He's seeing that there is an unusual amount of noise. Students aren't quite involved. They're not always on task. She's not motivating the students, which brings concern to him. He says she's very intelligent in her area of study or subject, but she really struggles with the classroom management and motivation. They had a conference post her evaluation, and she was very hostile and irritable and felt like she needed another chance. So the principal went ahead and did a second observation and honestly found almost the exact same results from the first time. No student involvement, the students were talking out of line. And so he went ahead after filling out the evaluation, saw that she was below average or right at average. So he went ahead and moved to non-renew or not rehire. When they had their meeting, the teacher was very upset. She blames the principal for not giving her the support she needs, saying that if he would have supported her more, she wouldn't have failed. And so then at the end, she says that, she's going to take this to court if necessary. So a couple things to look about the legal and ethical issues. So legally, there was no mention of tenure, teachers' unions, violation of laws, breach of contract, or discrimination or harassment. So, the thing I think about the most is, they did have their post-observation meeting, which is important. That's part of the contract typically. Ethically, you need to keep very strong documentation. Anything that you observe in the hallways or in the classrooms, good or bad, that you think is important for the future. And I also feel like there was no mention of professional development or professional learning. I know in my personal contract there is. We do have a section in there that talks about, the teacher continuing their professional development. So let's evaluate. After formal evaluations of the school personnel, the principal is informing Mrs. Stevens that she will not be rehired for the following school year. This has caused her to be upset, and Mrs. Stevens is seeking legal action. Okay. So there's some facts we need to look over. So the people involved are the principal, Mrs. Stevens, the students. The place is the principal's office, Mrs. Stevens' classroom, and the school hallway. The programs, I believe, are Mrs. Stevens' content, but we really don't know what that is. We don't really talk about what that is. We don't even also talk about the school evaluation process, like what forms they use, how we know the teachers are evaluated. And I think this is important to know, especially in bigger schools. We don't know if there's a teachers union, what the negotiation agreements are. So let's think through some of the information, all the information we know. So belief or outcome, I believe everyone is involved is truly looking out for the best interest of the students, that being the teacher being the best teacher possible. The stakeholders involved are, again, the principal, Mrs. Stevens, the students, and right at the end, it technically mentions the superintendent that taking the evaluation, but they're not a big player, but the name is technically mentioned, the position, I should say. But I am still left with a few questions that need to be asked. So, for instance, what is the evaluation process at the school? Like what type of forms are they using? What are the Board of Education teacher policies? So, what has the board agreed to that teachers need to meet, like the requirements? Is there documentation for all of the formal and informal evaluations that the principal did? Did when he mentioned the letter that when he would walk down the hallway, sometimes he would hear sound coming out, was that mentioned? Because we don't know. Is there a PD or a PL plan set in place? Was the advice given in other evaluations? So I came up with 5 potential consequences. So, the first one we look at is to be no change. So, rehire Mrs. Stevens so that she does not pursue legal action. Number 2 is typically the most drastic. So, continue to let Miss Stevens go with the chance of legal action. And then I came up with 3 more that I believe to be very moderate. So, develop an improvement plan for the following school year. Ask another administrator in the building to give an evaluation, or someone in the district, give her one last final chance to be evaluated, improving on her teaching. And maybe this is where they sit down and work one-on-one with what she is going to teach. So let's go through these. So for the first option, which was the one that was no change, so we would leave her in her job. So a pro would be that there would not be an open position, there would not be a lawsuit. A con is we have an unqualified teacher in the classroom and we still have to address the issues going on. So number 2 was the most drastic of the options. So this is the teacher's gone, we've decided to non-renew, so we can look for a good instructor. The cons is there is an open teaching position, and then there is a potential pending lawsuit if the teacher decides to go forward. Okay. Option number 3, the pro is this creates an individual learning goal plan. This teaches the teacher how to teach. A con, she could potentially be disrespectful and might not want to follow the rules or the guidelines set up. Okay. Number 4, this was to bring another person in outside of either another administrator or someone in the district. So bring an outside perspective in. This would be a pro. This would give the current administrator a break from the teacher to make sure that, they're not having any harsh being discriminatory and not even realize it. A con would be this is not technically the direct building supervisor of this teacher. And honestly, the teacher could react even worse. They could be even more upset, like, why does someone else from outside need to come in? And the 5th and final option was to give the teacher one last chance. So a pro would be, you let the teacher try again, really work with them to develop a solid lesson plan. And this would be, another chance of redemption. A con would be the teacher could possibly care less, and you could feel like you've wasted your time and energy as the building principal. So, there we go. So, I believe that the best option would be number 3, so to develop an improvement plan for the following school year. I would personally choose this option as the best option because it leads to more accountability, and making sure that the teacher is growing. This sets up for an individual plan, stating what the teacher needs to make improvements on in their job to, keep their job. And the following I came up with some points that would be in the individual plan that we wrote up. So they would need to seek professional development one-on-one. So whatever the content that we never learned what is in the case study, whatever their content is, make sure they're getting adequate content, maybe send them to a few sessions about classroom management. They would also need an in-house mentor teacher. This would be another line of accountability. If there's another person in the building who's going and observing and they're seeing these errors, that's more proof, that's more documentation. As the principal, I would continue to schedule regular, more formal and informal observations, again, documenting all of these, but again, more documentation, more data. Send the teacher to training for classroom management. It might be as simple as they just need to go to some classes. They might need to enroll in a college class for classroom management. Depending what school you go to, sometimes they offer that, sometimes they don't. It all just depends. They need to also observe other highly effective teachers in the building or potentially in the district, depending how big it is. Again, we don't know how big the school district or the school is. I, as the principal, would check the lesson plans to see if students are improving. If, the teacher is improving, are we seeing this in our students as well? And then finally, if we need to make a plan for if this teacher does not follow through and all of these steps do not happen, what are the consequences going to be for it? So So choose a path. I would begin by turning in the information I have observed in the classroom. I would then write a plan up with HR and negotiations, again, depends on the district, to determine how we're going to help Mrs. Stevens be successful. We will then state what needs to be done to help her to keep her job in the future, and we will talk about all the goals needed to be set. So basically everything in the last slide. So what's going to happen? I believe that given a chance, the teacher would hopefully take the option given to her to improve. She would understand that the school values her intelligence in her subject, but we need to help her with the teaching side of things. You know, you can be very intelligent in your content, but might really struggle with those classroom management skills. We'll make sure she is assigned a mentor and, the next steps to improve. So who needs to know? Of course, the superintendent, the HR negotiations team, and then I really think whoever the mentor teacher is who's going to be taking on this teacher, they should know that there's some accountability going on here. Involvement, I believe that there's going to be a whole team of people in here involved to help this teacher improve. So the principal, HR, mentor teacher, superintendent, and then maybe a professional development coach. The principal and Mrs. Stevens will primarily be the ones working on one-on-one though. So warn, don't threat. So after Mrs. Stevens has agreed to the conditions, I believe it's time to write up the plan. Start brainstorming how we can start the next school year off great. And then, we should always have to think about a plan B just in case. So, if after the following school year, we've tried all of this, we've done all this implementation, and, Ms. Stevens just still isn't improving, we got to think about, here's our plan, here's our documentation. It sadly didn't work. It might be time to move it on down the road, and this would hopefully help avoid a lawsuit. So let's go through the final thoughts. So standard correlation, I listed the standard, but after completing this study, I have found that being a building supervisor, you need to work to make sure that all teachers in your building are working to create an environment where students' success is at the forefront of all the decisions. When teachers are successful in their position, students will feel the same. We are striving to help teachers apply knowledge of skills, communication, development of professionalism, and professional learning. This promotes a culture where we are always working to improve. So relevant. So this assignment was relevant to my learning as throughout the course, I have been able to apply the information I have learned to this case study. My current position as a teacher, I don't deal with the hiring and firing of educators in the building, but this would give me a great perspective into the future if I become, a building principal. So reflection, as a future building leader, this will be an assignment that I can refer back to, if I ever come across a similar situation. I'll be able to use the skills I learned in this class to settle conflict between staff and myself. I will be able to help reflect upon the information I am hearing and seeing and put it into perspective as what is the right thing to do. Ultimately, at the end of the day, communication is key. And that is it.